Welcome back. The latest election numbers indicate a Conservative majority might be out of reach. Tuesday night's poll from Angus Reid puts Stephen Harper's Conservatives at 35%, well below the 40% experts say is needed for a Conservative majority government. The poll puts the NDP at 30%, confirming projections that Jack Layton's party could overtake Michael Ignatieff's Liberals to become the official opposition. The Liberals currently sit at 22%, while the Bloc Québécois' single-digit popularity has decreased slightly to 7%. The Green Party trails with 5%.
Our news team reporter, Arda Zakarian, attended events with each party leader that visited Toronto. Humber News found out their plans and promises for funding education, as well as what programs they have to employ youth.
So it's $1 billion a year for municipalities to hire young people who need job training, who need good experience, so they can do community projects.
We are saying the federal government of Canada will put $1,000 in a registered education savings plan for every child in the country when they turn 14. 4 years of it, that's $4,000 per child, and it's the most significant investment in college and post-secondary education in the history of this country. And why are we doing it? Because we believe the future of our economy turns on investment in education, in believing in the future of our children.
We've provided record increases in post-secondary education support to our provinces. Previous government had cut those back. We've increased it. We've done some specific things for students and their families, tax credits for bursaries, tax credits for textbooks, tax credits for those who use transit. We've had a special summer jobs program during the recession. In this particular platform, we're talking about enhancing access to student loans for families and for students, including for part-time students. We're putting a lot of money, we have been past years and this year again, into research facilities so that our post-secondary institutions are strong and have cutting-edge research and education available for people. Well, these are all, small and big things we've done for students, but the big picture is this, and I always want to emphasize this. I think the most important thing we want to do for students is make sure that our economy is strong and that they will have jobs when they leave school, jobs in the fields they're studying.
We're going to reduce small business taxes so that small businesses can hire more young people. That's typically what a small business does if they have a little money to work with. And unlike the big banks, you give them a tax cut and do you see any jobs? Not really. Secondly, we're going to offer $4,500 for every new job created. And that's going to encourage a lot of employers to bring on new workers, and many of those are going to be young people.
There are over 1.5 million post-secondary students in the country. Humber News reporter Sean Bernstein tells us who's looking out for them in this election.
There are over 70,000 students at Humber, and most probably won't vote in this election. But that doesn't mean their needs are being ignored. While colleges are the responsibility of the provincial government, students are still affected by federal policy. Jim Robeson is with the College Student Alliance. They're the group that brings a voice to 60,000 students in the province, and it's an important one in this election.
We've heard across Ontario the specific concerns around student affordability. The debt load that students are taking on each year is growing. It's not decreasing.
Robeson says students participate in politics because they recognize their power.
I think students get involved because they see an opportunity. They see an opportunity to make a difference. They see an opportunity to take a form of leadership, but also seek change.
But leadership and change don't just happen through outside organizations such as the CSA. With the size of its student body, Humber itself plays an influential role in speaking to the decision makers in Ottawa. Ruth Mackay is the liaison between Humber and the federal government. Mackay says it's important to get your voice heard.
So the thing is to advocate for the things that you really strongly believe in. Tell politicians of all stripes what are the issues that really matter to you.
But there is one election issue that's a definite problem for students, and that's timing.
Right now, their priority is passing their courses or getting those grades. And if they fail to do that, there's obviously repercussions based on that, where one vote, when party leaders aren't even addressing them. Why should they take the time to go out and vote?
Student Liz Coulter says she agrees the timing could be better.
If they had maybe more time, then people could get on board before exams, think about who they want to vote and such.
Student Angela Chapman says she's well aware that her voice makes a difference.
student issues, I've been more following things that will inflict my own rights, not so much as a student, but as a person.
While the timing of this election might not be ideal, it's important to remember those who work tirelessly behind the scenes 365 days a year to bring students' voices to the table. But it takes two to tango. To get the student voice heard, students first have to speak. Sean Bernstein, Humber News.
Thanks, Sean. If Canadians aged 18 to 24 have their way and were to vote, election results could be dramatically different. Canada could end up with a Liberal minority government, according to a study by Ecos Polling. The Liberal Party gets 24% of young votes, followed by the Green Party with 22%. These results differ from the most recent polls of all age groups that show the Conservatives with a 5-point lead over the NDP.
That's all for our special edition of Humber News today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Arda Zakarian.
And I'm Steph Springer. Humber News is written and produced by journalism students at the North Campus. You can also catch us online at mediaservices.humber.ca. Thanks for watching.